Brighter lighting always means better lighting.
A lot of times people make mistakes. Hundreds of light would not be the best outcome. Sometimes less is more. Less and aesthetically designed layout will have better outcome.
How do you see the future in technology and innovation?
Technology is good, but at the same time, some things are just trends. Things will keep on changing, but you can't change your product line every now and then.
How do you feel about lighting affecting human behavior?
That's what light exactly does. You go to a dark room versus a room with lights on, you'll feel different.
One thing which impressed you the most at Light LED Expo Mumbai 2026?
I would say the team. Making sure you are paying the same kind of attention to a smaller stall versus a bigger stall. I think I've seen that team is pretty hands-on. Secondly, crowd. The amount of people, the visitors that are coming, they're absolutely genuine.
Hi everyone, welcome to EQMint Impact Individuals. Here we talk to individuals who have created a real impact in their industry. So today's episode is brought to you in association with Light LED Expo 2026 at Mumbai. So today I have with me Miss Shivani Thakur, who is handling business operations for Oasis Luminaries. So hi Shivani.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Yes. In fact, I just wanted to know to start this podcast about Oasis Luminaries, the journey behind it, and how did you came into the picture?
That's a great question. Oasis was started 40 years ago by our managing director, Mr. Sanjay Doshi. When he started, we focused on creating well-engineered products that was for architectural landscapes for Mumbai. In the last couple of decades, he and his team have, built this brand from scratch, be it setting up everything in the factory, or just going do the sales by himself and building a sales team, because of which where we are right now. How I entered, it's a very interesting story. I am actually not from lighting background, but somehow, I wanted to get onto an entrepreneurial journey, and I got this opportunity to work with Oasis, and I work with all teams in all departments. I would say I just wear different hats. Whenever there's a fire, I am there to help people. But yes, I think I would say today, now we're more focused towards the changing technology, the changing demands of the end users. So we are more focused towards products that are backed by design solutions. That's the goal. That's what we want to show our presence in.
Oasis has made a strong identity in terms of architectural design and industrial lighting. So how is that philosophy came into place and how did it shape up?
So I think our founder always had this vision that A, our product should speak for itself, and B, every client is different. Every client deserves a dedicated lighting solution, and that's always been the vision. And even till today, be it is a small client or a big one, the philosophy, the strategy for every sales and back-end team is that we need to put the best foot forward and consult the right thing to the client, which is in their best interest.
So lighting today is not just about illumination; it is also about, you can say, experiences. Catering to different customers, and they have very different needs sometimes. How do you do that? And there are a lot of times when you have to create some awareness, because sometimes the customer is not very well prepared about his requirements. So how do you manage all these things?
Yeah, I do feel that, a good business always, if you want to have a long-lasting business relationship, we always want to put the right consulting when we are doing it with the client. And sometimes we need to make clients understand more lighting doesn't mean best lighting. Sometimes less is more, like we say. So we always keep that design element in mind. Whenever we are presenting mock-ups to our clients, we always back it with designs and outputs so that they can also visualize what the end goal would be without just thinking about, okay, what will make more money to us. So I think that's how we try to educate our clients, more more is not always right.
Yes.
You can get the right kind of outcomes with less lights, but the right design.
Most of your products are very aesthetically designed and a lot of design attention is given into it. What goes behind it in the R&D part, and how do you do the product designing, the vision, everything is done in-house?
Yeah, so for that, we all kudos to our design team. We have a group of very talented people in-house who spend like a great deal of detailing on what the project is, what the client's requirement is, and what the application would be. And once they have done all their research, only then they will discuss with sales, and then sales does the next step, which will be product recommendation. So that's the entire thought process, that nothing goes to sales before consulting with the design team.
And like in past 5 years, you've seen a lot of changes in the lighting industry per se, because there has been a lot of disruption also, and customer demands have changed a bit. So how do you see that, and how do you manage the modern project designs?
Yeah, I think when you compare 10 years down the line, the customer that we have today, they are more design aware. I think probably it's like, people have traveled abroad, people know what's out there, and even the client has gotten smarter. They know, they also want to see, okay, what are the different companies out there? What are their different kind of solutions? So there's no one company that people would go. Like back in the days, people would just go with brands, but now people are smart enough. They are design driven. So they will check, okay, do I have 3-4 options out of which which is the most aesthetic one, which is most of my style. Now people are preferring, for example, warmer lights compared to white lights. It's all about aesthetics, and it's all about what people want. And nowadays customers not shy to say, okay, I want this is what I'm looking for. Unlike back in the days, they will just blindly go with what companies would suggest.
So there's a wide range of products which you have come up with, and how do you see that, like when you come with a new product in your portfolio? So what is the thinking behind it? It is you see the mass approach, or is it like you are always focusing on the quality more than the mass approach it comes with it?
So whenever we are doing product development, what is important is being in close touch with our existing clients. Because our job doesn't get over after delivery of the products. It's just it's a process. It's a continuing growing process where we also try to get feedback on products, and also we look at our statistics, which are the products that we get response from our clients, and what are the feedback, because always we always are very critical about getting good feedback or bad feedback, right? And based on that, I think that's one of the biggest reasons whenever we are doing product development, we take into our client feedback as the most important factor in making changes to products, be it existing ones or a new one.
Okay, and how do you see the technology and innovation is changing in, like, every industry is trying to cope up with the technology and innovation which is coming in, and last 5 years has been really disruptive, if I can say. So where do you see Oasis coping with it, and how do you see the future in technology and innovation?
Look, I'm all about technology is good, but at the same time, sometimes some things are just trends. So, things will keep on changing, but you can't change your product line every now and then, right?
Yes.
So it's really important to have a stable foundation, understanding what you're doing best at and staying true to that, because you don't want to try to do something and not be good at it, right? Just because there is just a buzz around it, right? You have your core products, you have strengths in that. And I feel like this industry is very big. So there's space for every kind of product, and there's a demand for every kind of product.
I think it is the right approach to just to give you an example on it, that when this ChatGPT and the AI revolution came in, so that time ChatGPT was way ahead of Gemini, and today Gemini is far ahead because of the kind of advancement it has bring into things.
Because Gemini definitely, they could see where ChatGPT went right, what went wrong. They had insights, they had data.
Yes.
So that it was like, it's an iterative process. Tomorrow there'll be some other company that will do better than Gemini, or ChatGPT will, improve them. Just so it's a never ending process.
It's a never ending process. Yeah, correct. So we'll have a small fun round here.
Okay.
We'll do a small where I'll give you two options and you have to choose between this or that. So modern luxury or timeless elegance.
Timeless elegance, because modern luxury trends could fade. There's one thing today, and people have a very small capacity to remember things, but timeless things, they never fade away.
Like warm light and cool light.
Warm light. I think warm light replicates so much with the sunlight, which is like a natural light, right? So it would be warm light.
And smart lighting or traditional lighting.
Smart lighting, but at the same time, you need to know the right balance, not to overcomplicate things.
And minimal design or your statement chandeliers.
Minimal.
Minimal.
Yes.
Okay. And aesthetic appeal or technical functionality.
Technical functionality, because anything aesthetical without technical precision would not long last.
So now I want to understand from you about the overall customer experience, which you keep in mind, because we have got a very good feedback about Oasis as well. What do you keep in mind about sustainability, about the comfort, and how do you evaluate the product based on how the customer's requirements are going to work?
So I think for us, we have a dedicated customer experience team, post sales, especially most of our products have a warranty period, right? And we always want to make sure that, we are in constant touch, and we try to make sure the raw materials that we are using are of premium quality, so that they do not get corroded. So they stand the test of time,
yes,
whatever the warranty is for. And even if something happens, because we are living in this age, especially in Mumbai, where the weather is not always the same. We are not sometimes it rains a lot.
Yes.
So we need to make sure that the products that we are building, that, it's ready for the climate that we have in India, not just Mumbai. So, having great premium quality products made of great raw materials, and just making sure that we have a dedicated team that are in touch with the clients even after the project is completed.
Even after the project.
Yeah, so I think that's really important.
What excites you most about architectural designing at this time?
I think, lighting is one of the best inventions of human mankind. I would just say the way how it makes a person feel. If you go, let's say, for example, if you go to a restaurant which is super bright, the same restaurant, if you have a very aesthetic dim lighting, you could experience differently.
100%.
So that's just a normal example. But nowadays, what we are doing with architectural lighting, how it's beautifying old architecture, heritage buildings, is just given new life. So this is just one of the few examples. If you see big skyscrapers,
yes,
it's just amazing how you can beautify, a simple skyscraper with lighting. So I think it's amazing. It's one of the best inventions, like I said.
Correct. And what is the biggest challenge you see in lighting industry as a brand?
So I think right now, the biggest, I would just say the supply chain right now, the prices, they are increasing. But at the same time, our clients' expectation about the quality and delivery times is still the same. So for us as, SMEs, business that are bootstrapped without any funding, it's really important and challenging at the same time, but touch wood, we've been very lucky. We've had... our product and our brand has, stand the test of time. So we're good there.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I do feel like in these changing times, I think supply chain is a big pain point for businesses.
For the business, correct. As someone who knows this industry, so where do you see the, where is the challenge which is coming in the industry for, say, a lot of people are cost incentive and there is a certain chunk of people who are innovation, enthusiasts. So how do you manage cost and innovation at the same time?
I think it's just having the right kind of people. I would say, what we try to do is we have great people who've been with us for over 30 years. But at the same time, we have a young team of, freshly passed out graduates,
yes,
and, people from business schools. So having the right kind of team instates that balance.
Correct.
That would be my answer.
What is it like? What will be your answer for someone who is, say, starting now in this industry and who's a young entrepreneur and he's thinking of, going in the similar path? what would be one advice you can give from your experiences that can help him a lot in this industry?
I think first and foremost, you need to understand the industry, like, because even lighting itself, it's such a huge space. There's so many things that you can do, right? This is a vast ocean of opportunities. You need to understand what you're getting into, and B, I think you need to never stop learning. Because especially as a young entrepreneur, there is so much that you need to absorb. You need to see what people are doing, what people have done, because there are some life lessons. There are so many legacy businesses, players that have been in this domain for quite years. There's so much learning that we can learn as young entrepreneurs from their journey. And lastly, I would say just being authentic to yourself and treat every client as as important as possible. I think that's what I would say.
That's okay. One question out of the book, actually.
Okay.
Basically, it's not. So, just wanted to know about your driving force behind doing this business. What keeps you every day you are doing this thing? What keeps you motivated in the lightning space?
I think the first thing would be the amazing products that we have, like, kudos to the procurement team, the development team. It's just a team that puts in so much of effort in building the product, and the production team that helps us execute orders. And at the end of the day, the clients, how we are solving their problems, how we are addressing to their business needs. I think those are the two important things. My team and our clients, they how we are able to impact their lives. I think that's what drives me.
If I can add to that, I think a lot of customers they have a very high expectations from you now because of the kind of products you have already delivered. So I think they have very high expectations from you. So does that feel a little bit of overwhelming situation sometimes?
That's a very good question. To be honest, no. It's not overwhelming because the standards that have been set and the vision that we have is very high. So we can be overcritical about ourselves, but we would never get that kind of pressure from our clients. We know that everything that goes out of Oasis needs to be the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, now there is a small fun session.
Okay.
Where we are asking you quick questions, and you have to tell us, like, we'll give you some statements where you have to tell it, is it a myth or a fact? The line is brighter lighting always means better lighting.
No, I think that this is what, like, a lot of times people make mistakes. Just not having hundreds of light would not be the best outcome. Sometimes less is more. Having less and aesthetically designed layout will have better outcome.
Okay. And smart electricity consumes more energy, more electricity.
No, this is a myth. With smart electricity, you can program lighting such a way that you can do a lot of cost saving.
Okay. And warm lighting makes space more comfortable.
Yeah, I think this is a fact. At least for me, I do feel like much more calmer in warm lighting.
I'll tell you about this because it's just an experience, because my parents, they have been brought up in tube lights. Okay?
Yes.
So they have been using tube lights.
Have been.
They are always tube lights are.
Yes.
They always they say, oh, इसको off करो.
Yeah, there's oh, this is too yellow. This is too yellow. Yeah. But I think you get used to it.
Yeah, but like my wife, me, we are more into, we want more warm light. We feel that this is more calming.
Yeah, completely agree.
So is it each one to each own, or is it?
But I think I've seen a shift in mindset nowadays. Like, people are preferring. Like, now you can see there will be two options in lights. You'll see warm and white both at homes.
LED lighting is always expensive.
No, I think this is a myth. If you, there are actually studies on it. If you compare the lifespan and the efficiency of LED light, it's far more economical compared to traditional light sources.
There is also a saying that if you're using custom lighting, then it has to be for luxury purpose.
No, it's a myth, because customization can be done at different scales, right? For example, if you make a small change in a beam angle, that could drastically improve a product, right? So yeah, scaling doesn't mean that it's for a luxury project.
Okay, so we are coming to the end of our podcast, actually. So before going, I want to know from you, how do you feel about lighting affecting human behavior and the overall experience of any space?
Yeah, I think you'll take you take LED Expo 2026 for example. Every stall is unique. The way how every stall has designed their light. You walk into each stall, you feel something different, right?
Yeah.
That's what light exactly does. It basically changes human experience. If you go to a dark room versus room with lights on, you'll feel different. So I think light has definitely made human experience much better. How we interact with the environment better. So yeah, I think it's a great experience to have light around.
One success mantra which you can give to, which you follow basically, and to the young entrepreneurs who are say starting just now in this area, or maybe anywhere in their life.
I think I would just say never stop learning. I think there's so much to learn. Like, don't come with an assumption that you know everything. It's always best to just keep your ears open just to learn from anyone or anything, right? So yeah, I would just say never stop learning, because every now and then there's some new thing that
There's
you can
something.
learn. Yeah, and apply also. So
Yeah, applying is very important.
yeah, just learning makes no sense, right?
Yeah, correct. So, and one thing which like impressed you the most at Light plus LED Expo Mumbai 2026?
I think I would say the team. Usually, because we participate in a lot of exhibitions, and especially one that is happening at such a large scale. There are so many exhibitors, making sure you are paying the same kind of attention to a smaller stall versus a bigger stall. I think I've seen their team is pretty hands-on. Their people and executives are they visit us every day just to make sure we are doing it good. Like, even if we have anything that is bothering us or our experience, they make sure that, it gets rectified. So I think the team is, kudos to the team. They've done a great, fantastic job. And secondly, the crowd, I think, is just probably the name that the brand has built.
Yeah.
The amount of people, the visitors they are coming, they're absolutely genuine. So I'm sure, they'll be helping a lot of businesses like us to get a better reach, find a better network.
So it's been really great
Same
talking
here.
to you.
Same here.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you so much. Same here.
Thanks.
Thanks.
To all our listeners, do follow EQMint and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until then, stay tuned, stay driven, and keep innovating.